So I just got back from seeing Winnie-the-Pooh Blood and Honey Part 2. This is a sequel to Winnie-the-Pooh Blood and Honey, which came out in 2023, March of 2023, and it was a one-night event for Fathom Events. And if you missed it, you didn't get a chance to see it, then you saw it later on. I went to go see the first one, and I absolutely fell in love with it. It didn't take itself too seriously, and you're like, wow, what is this movie? Especially for being a British independent slasher horror film. Fast forward exactly almost to the day 1 year later, Winnie-the-Pooh Blood and Honey 2 has come out, and Rhys Frank Waterford does return to direct this movie. Now, it is produced by Scott Jeffrey and Rhys Frank Waterford, and Scott Chambers plays Christopher Robin in this film. Now, the events of this movie follow a year after the events of the first one. We get a recap in the beginning of what happened in the first film. Not only that, we see the true nature of what the first film is. It's actually a movie within a movie. We see that the events at the 100-Acre Wood, what happened, or the 100-Acre Wood Massacre, is being turned into a movie. And we find out that that movie is being turned into is the first film. I mean, it's kind of confusing at times, but it's really interesting. This is the second installment in the Twisted Childhood universe. Yes, not only are they creating Winnie-the-Pooh Blood and Honey, they're also doing Pinocchio, Bambi, Peter Pan, and they're all coming together in a big horror universe film, and it's absolutely insane. This film is the best horror sequel I have ever seen of all time. Yes, I am a horror fan. I'm probably going to get crap for saying that, but this is fantastic. The budget for this was 5 to 10 times more than what the first one was, and it really shows. The designs of Winnie the Pooh, a young Winnie the Pooh, and then Piglet, Tigger, Owl, it's just what a really relief it was, and it's really good. They're more, creature-like, monster-like, instead of the first film where they actually looked, Winnie the Pooh actually looked like the character in the books. Now, Christopher Robin has a backstory, and we go into that backstory. He has a traumatic experience and is traumatized and is very emotional after his brother is kidnapped after a party that happens. And then that sets off the events of Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey Part 2. Not only that, we have Simon Callow, who is a big known English actor who you may remember was in Ace Ventura: When Nature Calls, and in this one he plays Cavendish. He has a backstory. He's connected to Christopher Robin in a way, and Christopher Robin's girlfriend Lexi is babysitting a young boy named Freddie. The homage and Easter eggs that the writers and director gave this character is phenomenal. Freddy is an homage to Freddy Krueger. He has the green and red sweater on, and then he has the Jason mask on, and then he has the glove that Freddy Krueger wears. It's really nice to see that play into this in an interesting way. And then the boy that Lexi is babysitting, he's watching Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey Part 1. So it's within the same universe, and it's relative, it's canon, so it all comes together and makes sense. The emotional aspect that Christopher Robin goes through in this film is the arc of something I've never seen so well done in a horror movie. I loved the first one, but we didn't get into the deep story of what that movie is or was with the character of Christopher Robin. But in this one, we know the true nature. After the events of what happened at the 100-Acre Wood, he is now working at a hospital as a doctor or nurse, if I'm not mistaken. But people don't like it because they see him as a murderer. He committed all these murders. But we also get into the story of what happened to his brother, how he was kidnapped, and then every other child around was kidnapped, and how they don't call these characters by their names like Pooh, Piglet, or Tigger, or Owl. They call them monsters. And the characteristics that these characters have is really good. The makeup effects is great. The practical effects are great. Winnie the Pooh is scary. He has a backstory. He has a connection to Christopher Robin. You know how Ellen Ripley has the Xenomorph and Laurie Strode has Michael Myers? Well, Christopher Robin has Winnie the Pooh, and Winnie the Pooh has Christopher Robin. It's that new form of horror genre that's immaculate and one of the best I've seen in a long time. Tigger is given one-liners that will make you laugh and be like, holy shit, I can't believe they did that. But it's so well done. Piglet, the pig face, fantastic. And Owl. We know owls, the creatures, are very wise, and he is that wise owl in this. Not only that, at the beginning of this movie, before the movie started, we saw the director and the other producer who plays Christopher Robin and Scott Chambers. They laid out the entire Twisted Childhood universe, the TCU, and they gave us the details of what's going to happen and what's going on. And it was confirmed that we are getting a third Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey movie, which is absolutely phenomenal. Now, I want to move to the kills. Wow, like, it's one of the most brutal, interesting aspects of all the kills I've seen. The way they do things with baseball bats, a chainsaw. Yes, Winnie the Pooh carries a chainsaw. How Tigger uses his claws. How Owl kind of regurgitates something and burns someone's face with acid. And Piglet gets one or a few kills in, and it's really, really good. The dynamic and aspect is there, and Christopher Robin is the main focal point in the human story, which is really good. Not many horror movies dive deep into the mind and the memory of what a childhood traumatic experience does to a person as they get older, especially when they lose a sibling. But they really wrote that in really, really well. Then you move to, like, okay, where the nitty gritty, Winnie the Pooh and his crew, that's what you want, and you get that. There are no jump scares in this. Maybe one little aspects of the monsters or the creatures in the shadow, they just coming out and doing their thing. This is a fun movie, and this is the start of something amazing and absolutely fun and new. Reese Frank Waterford is one of the new horror directors. Seeing him return to this is really, really good. I hope he returns to the third one. Very curious to see how the third one plays out. Not only that, the music that each character or each monster has in this, Pooh, Piglet, Tigger, Owl, it's just really interesting. And Andrew Scott Bell is really, really good at conducting musical scores. And definitely watch out for him and how he's going to be a part of this big Twisted Childhood universe of horror films. This was a journey that you go through, and it's like, wow. We all wanted a sequel, fans of the first one. The thing is, people didn't like the first one because it was campy, it was stupid, didn't make sense. Why did they turn Winnie the Pooh into a horror movie? Well, as a follower and a fan of this film, the first one, I was like, we need a sequel. We got that sequel. This is anticipated. This was really good. And like I said, it's the most best and craziest horror sequel I've seen in a very long time, but it's so well done. This is going to gain a cult following, and one of those sequels that is going to be talked about for generations to come, especially knowing that it's connected to a big universe. This is fun. This is great. I can't wait to see these characters return again, and I'm not going to give you too much away about what's connected and how certain aspects of how Winnie the Pooh, Tigger, Owl, and Piglet are going after humans, why they were created in a way, the madness that went into it, and so-called, the kind of Island of Dr. Moreau touch that this film has is really, really good. I absolutely loved it. I had a blast, and I'm hoping this film gets going by word of mouth like the first one, and we're open to a new universe, and all of these filmmakers, the cast and crew, get big Hollywood recognition because they really deserve it. And with a budget, it shows that you can do anything that is possible in a horror film, especially when you're given 5 to 10 times or even 20 times the budget for this, which from the first one, you can see the difference, and then you see the connection with the story. Very smart, very well done. Absolutely had a blast watching this, and I can't wait to see what's going to happen in this tutorial. universe that is going to be absolutely fucking amazing. So for me, Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey 2 gets 5 out of 5 stars. Let me know in the comment section below what you thought about Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey 2. Did you like it? Did you not like it? What did you think of it? What did you think about the aspect of the story, the kills, the makeup, the practical effects? Did you have moments where you laughed and were like, wow, what is happening? Is this movie your favorite, or is the first one your favorite? And did you like the connection it had? What did you think about the backstory of Christopher Robin and the emotional journey he went on? And who was your favorite character or monster in this? Was it Pooh, Piglet, Tigger, or Owl? And did you like the special effects that were done? And it was mentioned that we are going to get Rabbit or Bunny later on in the universe, as well as Eeyore, hopefully. So it's going to be interesting to see how everything plays out, and I'm very excited. I've never been excited for a slasher horror film like this. This is a new generation. They set the benchmark, and it's only going to get better from here. Let me know in the comment section below what you thought about Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey Part 2, and let me know what rating you would give this movie. And be sure you click that subscribe button and hit that notification bell for new review videos on my channel. I'll see you all in the next review video. I'm Mr. Filmstock, and thank you so much for tuning in.